I've been pulled through time between the past and the present. Hello?
As Marvel fans, we all have our fair share of agreements and disagreements. But if there's one thing we can all agree on, it's that Marvel has been quietly, but brutally, shutting down big projects over the years. Take the Nova series, for example. You might have heard some buzz about it, but lately, radio silence. And then there's Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which got scrapped in the most brutal way possible, with Marvel not even bothering to explain why. So today, we're breaking it all down. Why these massive projects got the axe and what the real reason behind it was. Grab your green tea, because we're about to dive in. Since today's topic is all about big projects getting shut down, I thought we'd start on a more positive note, one that proves cancellations aren't always the end of the story. Take Silver and Black, for example. Originally planned as a Sony Spider-Man Universe film centered on Black Cat and Silver Sable, this project kicked off in 2017, with Gina Prince Bythewood set to direct. But after facing script issues, it got delayed and eventually scrapped by the end of 2018. However, there's good news. With Madam Web expanding Sony's universe, rumors are swirling that Silver and Black might finally get their shot, just in a different way. Instead of a team-up movie, the two anti-heroines may debut separately in other projects before eventually crossing paths. So while some projects fade away, others just take a little longer to find their way back. If you want us to do a full video on this, drop your thoughts in the comments below. But on the flip side, recent headlines haven't been as promising when it comes to Marvel's own projects. Reports have surfaced that Marvel has officially paused development on Nova, Strange Academy, and Terror Incorporated. According to Deadline, these projects were never officially greenlit, and while they could still happen at some point, Marvel has simply shifted its priorities for now. Now, here's where things get interesting. While Deadline claims these projects were never officially greenlit, that doesn't exactly line up with previous statements from Marvel Studios executives. Both Brad Winderbaum and Kevin Feige have openly discussed the future of Nova, making it strange that insiders are now saying it was never really in active development. That raises the question, was it really just paused, or is this another case of Marvel quietly scrapping something without making a big announcement? The report goes on to highlight a major shift in how Marvel approaches TV development. In the past, Marvel would announce an entire slate and pretty much follow through on making everything they teased. But a couple of years ago, senior leadership decided to overhaul that process, partly because they were revamping Daredevil Born Again, but also because they realized they needed a more traditional approach. Instead of treating TV like movies, they started developing more projects than they intended to make, bringing in showrunners earlier in the process and deciding what to greenlight based on pilot scripts and internal testing. This change makes sense, considering the challenges the industry is facing. Between superhero fatigue, content overload, and a shrinking market, Marvel had to start scaling back. We already know they're reducing their output, shifting from the packed schedules of the past to a more focused approach, 2 movies and 3 TV shows per year, instead of the chaotic mix of 6 TV series and 3 films we've seen recently. Marvel has been open about this shift, with Brad Winderbaum confirming last August that they're now developing more projects than they'll actually produce. This means some concepts will get as far as the pilot script before Marvel decides whether to move forward. While this method allows for more flexibility, it also means that projects like Nova could remain in limbo indefinitely, leaving fans wondering if they'll ever see the light of day. With so many opportunities out there, it's tough to pick favorites, and Marvel is being extra cautious about what they greenlight next. The article goes on to confirm that Nova has at least reached early development stages. Originally, Marvel tapped Sabir Pirzada to write the first adaptation back in 2022. But, as top brass have made clear, just because a project enters development doesn't mean it's guaranteed to make it to Disney+. Reading between the lines, it seems like whatever that initial script looked like, it didn't pass the test. They got far enough to consider a pilot, but ultimately decided to hold off. That's why sources in Deadline's report suggest it's not necessarily dead, just on pause. As for the other two rumored TV shows, Strange Academy has been in the works for at least 2 years, with stronger rumors surfacing more recently. However, by the time we reach Avengers: Secret Wars, that storyline may already be wrapped up, especially since Wong and America Chavez are set to play bigger roles in upcoming films. Then there's Terror Inc., a project that, frankly, flew under the radar. It was never widely reported or confirmed by industry insiders, so its pause isn't exactly surprising. Now, whether this approach is a good thing depends on how you look at it. On one hand, stricter quality control means Marvel can focus on stronger projects and avoid missteps like Secret Invasion. Fewer projects also allow them to put resources into what truly works. But on the flip side, it means less content overall. Fans weren't necessarily asking for fewer projects, just better ones. Another challenge? Fewer releases mean Marvel has fewer chances to balance their successes and failures. When they were releasing 3 films a year, one hit could offset a couple of underperformers. But with only 1 or 2 major releases annually, every project has to be a home run. That's why they structured last year's slate around Deadpool and Wolverine, knowing it would be a guaranteed success. Their strategy of doing less actually led to better results at the box office. But there's an unfortunate side effect. B-tier and lesser-known characters may struggle to get their own Disney Plus shows now. A few years ago, an Agatha Harkness spin-off would have seemed unlikely, yet it turned into one of Marvel's better projects. The same goes for Loki Season 2, which is steadily rising as one of the best things Marvel has done. Even Werewolf by Night, a lesser-known title, ended up being a standout. Hopefully, Marvel won't limit themselves only to top-tier characters like Spider-Man and the X-Men. Otherwise, we'd be right back where we were in the 2000s, where only the biggest names got movies while everything else was ignored. But what do you guys think? Is this a step in the right direction, or does it limit the potential of the MCU? What projects do you still want to see happen? And are any of you bummed that Nova might not be happening, especially after rumors that Marvel was eyeing Henry Cavill for a role? Let me know your thoughts down below. So while some projects, like Silver and Black, might find new life in a different form, others, like Nova and Strange Academy, are stuck in uncertainty. The big question now is whether Marvel's new strategy will lead to better, more focused storytelling, or just leave fans disappointed as more and more projects quietly fade away. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to stay in the loop with all the latest movie and series news, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a big thumbs up, because I'll be dropping more updates about which X-Men movie the MCU will kick off with soon, along with news about some of your other favorite series and movies. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.